3 things you need to do if you are offering Black Friday sales or services this year.
If I was a brick and mortar, I'd say, you know what, I want to create a great experience.
Yes,
right?
number 1, create an experience, because you don't want to be a one-stop shop on this big, huge day of the year. So how are you going to make your store stand out when everybody else is offering sales?
Yeah, I'd say create an experience is number 1. What does that mean? You know, when they walk in your business, music playing, the way you have it decorated, maybe even having hors d'oeuvres or drinks there where they're going to, you know, it's going to keep them in your store longer. It's going to give you an opportunity to have a little more conversation with them and develop some type of relationship with. So I think creating an experience, whether you're a clothing store, whether you're a restaurant, that's going to create this festive environment. Because when people get excited and they are engaged with things, then guess what? They open their wallet up more and they spend more money at the end of the day. So number 1 would be create a great experience.
Yep, and I still remember one Black Friday experience from 8 years ago. It's a little small local boutique, and you know what made us go to that boutique over the thousands of other stores, or we could have been online shopping. Yeah. It was an experience, and we got to know them, they got to know us. We answered all these questions, and the more you got right, it was just like fun Christmas questions. The more you got right, the more items were available to you with a bigger percentage off. So they were engaging with us, we were engaging with them. Ultimately, we stayed in that store a whole lot longer. Like, I don't even think we went anywhere else after that. We were there for like 3 hours. So.
Yeah, but it's even bigger than that, because now you also, you know, almost relate Christmas shopping to that one store. That was 8 years ago. I mean, that's pretty amazing that they have that kind of resonance in it just because of that one opportunity they used to create an experience.
Yeah, I'd say they created an impact, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And number 2.
Get the data.
Get the data.
Yeah.
Get the data.
Get the data. Yeah, so listen, it's so important. I see this all the time when I walk in these retail shops or restaurants. There's an opportunity to get data. I think what happens is businesses get afraid. Well, how do I ask them for this? How do I get their data? What are they going to not give it to me? Listen, you don't know until you ask. But if you provide a compelling reason to them, and Mike was just talking about, you know, you're a clothing store or a restaurant. If you're getting that mobile list built up, man, when you're having a tough day, it's a Thursday, man, text message is immediate. You queue up a little message, a little promotion, 2 for 1, you know, some kind of discount. And man, in baseball, they call it manufacturing runs, right? You now have the ability to take a bad day and turn it into a good day because you've taken the time to collect their data. It's very simple. You know, you train your staff and maybe give them an incentive. Hey, we send out like flash sales all the time, is what Mike said, for promos. Get on our text message list. You're going to have first access to these things when we give our biggest discounts. People will give you their information if you just ask them in the right way. So get the data.
Let's backpedal a little bit. Why do they need to get the data? Let's touch on that a little bit more. Let's explain how this can be turned into a long-term relationship with that customer that's just coming in for a sale, but now they're going to be a long-term customer with you. That's why you need to get their data.
Yeah.
You need to know how to reach them in the future. Like I said, you don't want to just make this a one-time sale, because then how are you going to drive traffic to your business for the rest of the year? Exactly.
And I think the reason why, when we ask people, they said they're afraid to ask because they're afraid somebody's going to say, no, I'm not interested. So what? If 50% of them say no, then 50% of them said yes. You're not going to get any of them unless you ask. And I'm telling you, I walk in so many places, and when I leave, I'm like, man, you guys are not doing anything to try to collect any data. How are you building your database up? Well, we're not. Well, that's not a good strategy. You're letting money go out the door every time you pass up this process. So get over yourself. Know that you're going to get told no sometimes. It's not a big deal. Present it in a friendly way, and most people are going to opt in for that, and the long-term benefit to you is going to be tremendous.
Yeah, just to add to what Sean's saying right there too, because I think people don't do it because they feel like the creepy guy in the bar saying, "Hey, can I get your phone number?" You got to get over it. The first thing Sean said. Get over yourself, because really you have something, a value, a benefit to them. And as long as you present it to them in that way, because there are so many times, depending on what kind of store you are, retail, you have inventory that you have to unload in order to get new stuff in, you know, new seasons, all that stuff. Restaurants, you always have to unload certain food before it goes bad. There's opportunities for people to get discounted stuff, as far as instead of just wasting your money, and they can be the first on that list. And if you present it to them that way, they'll be on board 100% of the time, as long as they're listening to it.
Yeah, listen, I talked to some of the businesses that do a good job, and because they're doing it, they never have slow days. Like because they have this communication strategy and they have this asset. There's a lot of times people are sitting around wondering, what do I go do? Or where am I going to eat today? Oh, shoot, I just got a message from such and such about their daily lunch special. So it allows you to stay in front of people in a very busy world. And man, I just think that small businesses don't understand the value of getting that data and what it's going to mean to your business, because it's a little tough to get the process maybe on the front side, but the dividends it pays are tremendous. Black Friday, you're going to have the most amount of people probably getting into your retail store. So this becomes a catalyst to catapult you into 2023 because you've done all this stuff over the next month.
And number 3, have your staff prepared.
Yeah, it's important, that we call it in the car business, there's the road to a sale. Every business has the road to a sale, whether it's automotive, whether it's retail. How are you going to greet your customers? How are you going to walk them through the inventory? How are you going to, learn their name and communicate with them with their first name? I love when I go in a place and they know who I am, right? So learning who their name is and getting them into your system and just having your staff prepared to take people down the road to a sale for your particular business, whether it's upselling on the menu, whether it's walking people to the right section in a retail store, or in the automotive business, there's a whole road to a sale that a salesman follows to get people down to get into a situation where they want to purchase the product.
Yeah,
so,
and I think you said it earlier too. Incentivize your staff to do it, because look, it's Black Friday. They probably could have had the day off because everybody else is off. Could have a lot more fun. They could go shopping themselves. They might not want to be at that store, but if you incentivize them, you get them excited. You let them know about the promotion and how awesome this is for the company, and what maybe they can win days off for the person that collects the most data, or things of that nature that gets them fired up. Build that competition within that group, but make sure they're informed of every sale that's going on so they don't look dumb, but also so that they can communicate all of that information to the consumers that come in and feel really important and make them feel important.
Yeah, the road to a sale. Staff know the product, know the inventory, know the promotion, and that way you can guide your customers through the proper process to get them to buy something from you before they leave.
Yeah. Happy Black Friday, guys. Happy early Thanksgiving, too.